otherwise, feel free to enjoy on Facebook, and we'll be getting into class shortly. Some things to keep in mind: you're going to want some water. So if you don't have water in arm's reach or near you, be sure to go and get some. If you use any props or things in your practice, or things to just support you to make you feel more comfortable and more grounded in your body, like pillows, bolsters, things to prop your body up, that's what I mean, or yoga straps or anything like that, you can feel free to grab those and use them as you're called. This practice, you don't need necessarily any of those things, but just if a pillow under your knee or under your bottom feels nice or something like that, feel free to get it. Okay. Bless. So we'll give just a couple more minutes. Bless. So at this time, just want to invite you to just begin to become aware of how you're feeling in your body, how you're feeling in your mind and your emotions, just becoming aware of your now. Your now. Are there any areas of tension in your body from head to toe that you'd like to send a little extra love to, that you want to focus on during your practice? So just taking a moment just to consider, to reflect, and to confirm what's happening now. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to begin by just coming to a comfortable seated or laying down position. So whether you are, if you're seated, then just coming to sit on your sit bones, whether your legs are crossed or you're in full or half lotus or anything like that, just coming to a comfortable seated position to you where you are rooted on those sit bones. And as you're seated, just lifting through the torso, imagining like energy, a beam of light. Energy beam is just coursing from the base of your spine all the way up through the center of the top of your head, all the way to infinity. And with this, it's just allowing for that alignment, that lengthening in the spine, a gentle expansion, almost like you're growing a tree, like the roots are spreading down and the leaves are reaching up to the sky. Just finding your sweet spot when it comes to comfort in your body in that way. Just bringing some attention also to the shoulders, releasing the shoulders away from the ears, so rolling those shoulders gently up and backward, letting them rest, expanding the space in your collarbone. And what I mean by that is expanding in the heart space, opening in the collarbone. And when you bring your awareness to this area, this collarbone area, and expand, you're allowing for greater breath to flow through your lungs, a greater lung capacity, greater capacity to let things pass. Let things pass. With your hands, you can feel free to rest them on your thighs or your knees, or they can just come to the center, wherever feels nice to you. And so now, just beginning with a body scan, bringing your awareness to the tips of your toes, to the tops of the feet, wrapping around to the bottoms of the feet, just taking it in and noticing any areas of tension, noticing where in your body you may be called to send some extra love. And as you inhale, with your tip of the tongue connected to the roof of the mouth, inhaling through the nose, fill up in your lungs, lungs, fill up in the rib cage, expanding in the chest. Pause, holding the breath to observe the feeling, to savor. And on the exhalation, with your imagination, just imagine your breath traveling through your body to those areas of tension and sending love there. So emptying out the lungs and sending love. So continuing this way of breathing, this is a 4-part breath. We inhale, expanding in the lungs, energy, imagining the energy rising up the spine, all the way to the crown of the head, coming to rest in between the brows. Pausing to observe, and then on the exhalation, emptying out the lungs, allowing for your energy to disperse through the legs and arms to the hands and feet and everywhere it's needed. And then we pause once more, the 4th part of the 4-part breath, before inhaling once more. And so continuing to breathe at your own pace, continuing the scan up through the ankles, taking in the calves, wrapping around to the shins and the knee joints, noticing how you're feeling in your thighs, inner thighs, outer thighs. And there might be a thought of whether the feeling is good or bad. Just let that thought pass through like a cloud. And with your breath continuing to fill up the space, once you notice any areas of tension, fill it up, create the space in your body, filling up in the lungs, energy rising up the spine. And on the exhalation, imagining that breath traveling through the body to any areas of tension that you may be feeling. And in that experience, just a softening, allowing for a softening in your body, relaxing into the tension, relaxing into the challenge. Continuing the scan through the hips, the pelvis area, the lower abdomen, your womb or spiritual womb, your reproductive organs, just noticing any areas of tension in your bottom, the lower back, wrapping around to the belly button and the upper abdomen, taking in the mid-back as well. And with any areas of tension that you may notice, just continuing to breathe, filling up, inhaling, filling up in the lungs and the ribs, energy rising up the spine. Pause to savor, pause to realign. And on the exhalation, sending love, letting the breath empty out through the nose, traveling through the body to meet any areas of tension with the intention of relaxation. Remembering that your awareness is enough. Allowing for that awareness to soften those areas of your body on its own. Continuing the scan up through the middle back, through the upper back, taking in the shoulder blades, the shoulders, taking in your lungs, taking in the heart area, noticing in your chest, traveling even through to the arms, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, the backs of your hands, the palms of your hands, the fingertips, the space between your fingers and thumbs. Continuing to breathe, inhale, energy rising up the spine. Fill up in the body, creating the space. Hold the breath, pause to savor, pause to notice how you're feeling. And on the exhalation, release, sending love, sending appreciation, sending the intention for relax and release. jawline, noticing any areas of tension in your cheeks, in the space behind your eyes, space behind your ears, the space between your brows, your forehead, the back, and the sides of the head, taking in the temples, and all the way up to the very crown of your head. And this time, as you're breathing, continuing to take in the breath, inhale, energy rising up the spine, noticing any areas of tension, just filling up, creating the space. And on the exhalation, allow for the breath to travel through to meet that tension with awareness. With that awareness, allowing for a melting, a softening, a release. And so now I want to invite you to set an intention for your practice. What is the energy that you most wish to embody? Hey Kim, hey love. What's the energy that you most wish to embody right now? The feeling. If you had to put your freedom intention into a phrase or a word, what would that phrase or that word be? Hold it in your mind. Your freedom intention. Hold it in your heart. Take a moment just to feel, what would it feel like to experience the fullness of that word or phrase, of your freedom intention now? With your imagination, you can feel free to enlist your imagination into the play. What would it feel like in your cells, in your body, to embody, to fully embody that freedom intention? And then also, because there's so much power in the words, not only that we think, but also the words that we say, put that freedom intention on your tongue. And even if you're muted right now, just feel free to speak it aloud so your ears can hear that word or phrase that resonates with you right now, that would embody freedom for you right now.
Focus.
Wholeness. Bless. And so take a moment, just from the crown of your head all the way down to your toes, just flood your entire body with just some appreciation for yourself right now. Taking a moment to tap into that freedom intention, to relax a little bit more deeply into this moment. And coming back to the breath, why do we breathe? Because when we breathe, we're circulating that oxygen, we're circulating the blood, we're circulating the energy, the life force that we are throughout our bodies. And when we breathe, we are also in Kemetic yoga, we're creating a circuit. So we're literally supercharging our energy. And we can use that to heal ourselves. We can use that to heal others. We can use that to create the things that we most wish in our lives. So as we're breathing during this practice, I want to invite you just to continue to bring the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth. And it can be just behind your teeth, or you can reach back a little further along the roof of your mouth. But the easiest spot is tip of the tongue right behind your teeth, the roof of your mouth. And what this does is it brings the negative polarity with the positive polarity, the masculine and feminine energies that we all have, no matter the gender. We all have masculine and feminine energies within us. And so bringing the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth helps close the circuit like a battery. You need both, right? And so as we're breathing, we're going to inhale through the nose and imagine our energy rising, traveling up the spine all the way to the crown of the head. And I'll say energy rising. Pause. Second part of the 4-part breath. Pause to savor, to observe how you're feeling, what you're noticing in your body. And on that pause, we hold the breath, and then here you can squeeze up and in those internal organs at the base of your spine. If that feels good. And on the exhalation, just allow for a deeper relaxing into this moment. Allow for your air to empty out from your lungs completely. And with your imagination, send your freedom intention, your love, your relaxation through the body to the hands and feet. There are studies that show that your imagination matters. And when you invoke the power of mental rehearsal, of visualization, it doggone near gets to that embodiment of the actual physical practice. So here we're going to take some time. If you've been sitting in this position or laying down for a while, we're just going to come into some organic movement, continuing to breathe. And what I mean by organic movement is just listen to your body. What are you noticing? Where needs to be moved? What feels best to you in your body? And it doesn't matter if it looks like an interpretive dance. It does not matter if you feel a little silly at first, just beginning to move and just allow for your body to tell you how it needs to be treated right now. Letting go of control of what you think it should be doing. And just coming into that organic movement, stretching, opening up in the body, organic stretching that feels best to you. So whether you feel called to stand, if it looks like an interpretive dance, just continuing to come back to breathing. Inhale, energy rising up the spine, rounding out your movements. Exhale, relaxing a little deeper into it. And we're pausing to observe between inhalations and exhalations. Feel free to get into it, whatever you feel called to right now. Inhale, energy rising. Exhale. Just relax a little deeper into whatever position you find yourself in. Continuing to breathe. Inhale, energy rising up the spine. Pause to savor, pause to notice, hold the breath. And on the exhalation, release, deepen into wherever you are, deepening the breath, deepening the stretch. Pause to savor and repeat. So at this time, we're going to find ourselves just coming to the back of the mat. This particular sequence that we're going to be doing is called Ma'at Ka. And Ma'at Ka is a standing sequence. So here, if you feel like you'd like to have a little extra support because you're going to need to balance on one foot at a time at certain points, you may have a wall next to you, you may have a chair next to you, or the back of a chair, or a sofa, or whatever that feels best to you. So get where you need to, right? I'm gonna adjust the camera so that you can see a little bit more of what we're gonna be doing. Okay. So standing at the back of the mat, bringing the big toes to touch. We're going to ground the feet with the outsides of the feet parallel. What this does is it helps bring alignment in the hips. So there will be a gap in between your heels. That's perfectly fine. Lengthening through the legs, softening in the knees, hips release, giving a little tilt in the pelvis, releasing that lower back. Belly button to the spine, lifting up through the torso, collarbone expanded, shoulders released, away from the ears, back of the neck long, lifting up through the crown of the head. Bringing the hands down to your sides, we're going to form Kemetic palms. And what that means is your hand is simply open. Your fingers are touching each other, and your thumb, the sides of your thumb is touching the sides of your fingers, right? So Kemetic palms. From here, we're going to shift, curling in the fingers into a gentle fist. Kemetic fists. We're going to shift our weight into the right foot, lifting up in the left knee. Extend on the exhalation, energy dispersing out, and let that foot just come down where it lays. Adjusting in the feet, bringing the back foot to a 45-degree angle. We're going to release our hands back into Kemetic palms. And we're going to rotate in the shoulders, bringing the outsides of the hands, of the palms outward. Inhale, energy rising up the spine, lifting the hands to 3/4 of the way. Take your time, inhale slowly. Pause, hold the breath, savor, make those micro adjustments that feel good in your shoulders and your lower back. And on the exhalation, bringing those palms to meet at the top. Shoulders release, spine lengthened, belly button to the spine, lower back released. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, release that head and neck back, releasing in the shoulders, belly button to the spine, core tight for support and stability. If a wider stance feels good to you, make those adjustments. Inhale, gaze forward. From here, we're going to hinge from the hips, flat back, using your core for stability, folding over, bringing those fingertips slowly toward the mat or wherever they reach. If they reach close but don't quite touch, that is fine. Just go as far as you're ready to. Realign in the shoulders. Inhale, rise, core engaged. Taking your time, rising on that next inhalation. Belly button to the spine. And on the exhalation, releasing the shoulders, releasing in the lower back. Releasing the head and neck back. Inhale, gaze forward. And now we're going to bring the backs of the hands together. Exhale, hands to shoulders height. From here, we're going to rotate our torso, keeping the hips right where they are, rotating the torso to the right side. Inhale, energy rising, palms face the right side. Exhale, hinging from the elbows, elbows bend at 90-degree angles. Ka, spirit. Making those micro adjustments in your shoulders, releasing the lower back, belly button to the spine, back of the neck long. Inhale deeply, and on the exhalation, exhale over your front shoulder, so over your left shoulder. Gaze reaching over that left shoulder, back of the neck long, core tight. Send love to the areas of tension. Notice in your body where it's needed. Inhale, gaze back to center. Realigning those shoulders, strong arms. Your forearms are parallel with the floor. Exhale, gaze over your back shoulder. Back of the neck long, belly button to spine, lower back released. Inhale, gaze back to center and release the twist in the torso. Release the twist. Inhale, realign, and on the exhalation, exhale your palms slowly to meet as though you are condensing your life force, your energy between your palms, feeling them down to the size of a marble. Palms touch. We're going to lift those front toes, shifting the weight gently into that back foot and the front heel. And hinging from the hips, flat back, bringing the big toe to touch the bringing our fingers to touch the big toe or wherever they lay. If it feels good just to keep your feet stable on the mat, do that, and you can bring your hands to your shin. Inhale, realign in the spine, elongating, lengthening in the neck, core tight. Exhale, we're going to lift up. Hands to heart center. Take a moment to give thanks to your body. Send love, observe, notice any areas of tension. Take one breath here and just send some love there. Send your appreciation there for being here with you, for rocking with you no matter what. On the next inhalation, hands come up to the sky, fingertips toward the sky, palms still meeting. And here we're going to lift our gaze up to the sky. Exhale, the head and neck back. Energy dispersing through the arms and legs to your hands and feet with your imagination. Shoulders released. Lower back released. Core tight. Inhale, gaze forward. Releasing that mini shoulder bend, right? Bringing the backs of the hands together, we're going to exhale, hands, arms down to shoulders height. Inhale, creating space in the body, releasing the shoulders, lower back release, core tight. And on the exhalation, we're going to hinge from the hips, flat back, coming forward like you about to fly. You about to fly, you about to take off. Inhale, creating space in the body. We're going to, on the exhalation, twist like you are a propeller, bringing the left hand on the inside of the left foot or the left shin or wherever it leads to. Right hand up to the sky. Gaze forward, neutral neck, or you can gaze up at your hand, whichever feels best to you. For comfort, you can widen your stance. And inhale, release. Releasing the twist. Realigning in the spine. You got this. You are strong in the legs, ground in the feet, and rise to standing. Hinging at the elbows. Elbows come into ka. Right degree angles. From here, realigning in the body, making those micro adjustments that feel best to you. On the exhalation, we're going to bring our life force energy into the palms of the hands with our imagination. Just imagine that energy coming and gathering between your palms as your palms come to meet at heart center. Inhale, energy rising up the spine. On the exhalation, hinging from the hips, hips come backward for some counterbalance, flat back. We're going to bring, no we're not, we're gonna reverse. Hey, Everybody make mistakes. Rise on back up. Hands at heart center. You got this. Fingertips to the sky. I saw you, soul. You was right. Fingertips to the sky. Gaze up. And on the exhalation, release your head and neck back. Inhale. Gaze forward. Belly button to the spine, core tight. Bringing the backs of the hands together. Exhale your energy, your love, your aura around yourself to shoulders height. Realigning the shoulders. Energy rising up the spine on the inhalation. And on the exhalation, releasing the hands all the way back down to the sides. Curling those hands into Kemetic fists, curling the fingers in, gentle fists. Shifting the weight into the front foot, into the left foot, grounding in the front foot or the left foot. We're going to lift the right knee, extend the right leg, and let that right foot rest down where it lays. Shifting the back foot into a right degree angle, widening the stance if that feels good.
45-degree angle.
45-degree angle, thank you. Geometry is not my thing right now. That's okay. Self-forgiveness, right? Self-compassion. This is your practice, so make it your own. Inhale, energy rising up the spine, hands come into Kemetic palms, rotating palms outward, rotating in the shoulders. Inhale, hands come up to 3/4 of the way. Pause to savor, hold the breath, observe your energy in your body, observe yourself. No judgment, just here. Exhale, palms together. Gaze up at the sky. Inhale, realign your shoulders, releasing in the shoulders, releasing in the lower back, belly button to spine. And on the exhalation, release that head and neck back. You got this. What was your freedom intention again? Feel it. Inhale, gaze forward. Sending love to any areas of tension. Bringing the backs of the, not bringing the backs of the palms together. We're going to hinge from the hips. Flat back, bringing the fingertips toward the mat as far as they come. Realign in the spine. Inhale, engaging that core, prepare, strengthening, using that stability of the core, and rise back to standing, using your core, grounding in your feet, flat back, gaze up toward the sky, energy rising up the spine, pause to savor, and on the exhalation, releasing that head and neck back. Fingertips reaching toward the sky, right? Strong arms, gaze forward, releasing the backward bend. Bringing the backs of the hands together. Exhale the hands down to shoulders height. Inhale, creating space in your collarbone, releasing in the lower back, shoulders released. And on the exhalation, twisting in the torso toward your left side. Hips remain forward. Twisting in the spine. Bring those palms toward the left side. On the exhalation, exhale your arms to right degree angles, 90 degrees. Ka, spirit. Inhale, filling up in your lungs, in the rib cage, chest. Energy rising up the spine. On the exhalation, exhale your gaze over your front shoulder, so over your right shoulder. Back of the neck long, lower back released, belly button to the spine. You got this. Strong arms. Inhale, gaze back to center. Energy rising up the spine with your imagination. And on the exhalation, exhale over your back shoulder. Strong arms, keep those forearms up. Inhale, gaze back to center, energy rising. And on the exhalation, we're going to release the twist. Torso forward. Inhale, creating space in your body, and you probably feel it in your arms. You got this though. And on the exhalation, we're going to release in the shoulders, bringing those palms gently to touch at heart center, gathering the energy of love, of appreciation, of peace between your palms. Palms at heart center. Give thanks. Making whatever micro adjustments feel best in your body. We're going to bring that front foot, bending in the front toes, lifting the toes up from the mat, grounding in the front heel and the back foot. Equal distribution of weight, hinging from the hips, bringing those hips back for counterbalance, and bringing the tips of the fingers to the toes or wherever they lay. If it feels best to keep your foot grounded the entire time, feel free to do so. And on the inhalation, bring hands to heart center, hinging from the hips, flat back, rise, core engaged, strong core. Inhale the hands all the way up to the sky. And on the exhalation, releasing the head and neck back. Noticing any areas of tension, send love there with your imagination. Fill it up. Inhale. Energy rising up the spine. Gaze forward, creating the space in your body. And on the exhalation, bringing the backs of the hands together, we're going to exhale the hands down to shoulders height. Your energy, your love around you, your freedom intention. What was that again? Take a moment just to tap back in. Inhale, creating space in the shoulders, belly button to spine, lower back release, and on the exhalation, hinging from the hips, pushing the hips backward for counterbalance, coming so that the torso is parallel with the mat. Exhale, hands come like a propeller of a plane, your right fingertips on the inside of that right foot or wherever they lay, and that left hand up toward the sky. Gaze straight forward or simply gaze upward. Whichever feels best in your neck, in your body, do that. This is your practice. Inhale. Release the twist, elongating in the spine, flat back, core engaged, sending energy through the legs, through the feet, grounding in the feet, rise to standing. Inhale, creating space in the collarbone, creating space in the lower back, energy rising up the spine with your imagination, and on the exhalation, hands come to 90-degree angles and arms, elbows bent, strong arms. Inhale, make those micro adjustments that feel best to you, energy rising up the spine, remembering your intention. And on the exhalation, gathering the energy between your palms of that which you most wish to embody. Bringing that energy to heart center, palms meet. Inhale, energy rising, hands come all the way up to the sky, palms touching. Gaze up. Pause to savor, hold the breath, observe what's needed. And on the exhalation, release your head and neck back. sending love, sending appreciation, sending what is needed through the body to any areas of tension. Lower back release, shoulders release, belly button engage to the spine. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, bringing the backs of the hands together. Exhale, your hands to shoulders height. Inhale, energy rising. Create the space in your body, filling up, making those micro adjustments that feel best to you. Strong arms, grounded in the feet. And on the exhalation, releasing the hands all the way back down. Feeling, take a moment just to take it all in. Your energy, how you're feeling in your body. Curling those fingers into gentle fists, Kemetic fists. Shifting the weight into that front foot, the front leg. Take your time. Lifting that left knee on the inhalation. And on the exhalation, just bringing your big toes to touch. Coming to stand. Releasing those hands into Kemetic palms. And feel free to just swing your arms. If it feels good to widen your stance, just activate those kidneys, activate the liver, activating your body, the lower back, releasing some tension in there. Just let your arms fall where they will. And at this time, if you feel called to any organic movements, any organic stretches, feel free to get into that. Listen to your body. Where needs a little bit more? Maybe you need a little rotation in the hips. Whatever you're called to, just give yourself some moments to do that. Continuing to breathe. Inhale, energy rising up the spine. And on the exhalation, releasing, sending love, sending appreciation, sending your freedom and tension to any areas of tension. Beginning to slow it down, rounding out the movements. It does not matter what it looks like. What matters is alignment from the inside out. And when you're ready, we'll come to seated position, or if you feel called to lay down onto the mat. Just soak in these last few organic stretches that you're called to. And release. Come to a comfortable seated position for you, whether that's with your legs crossed or out in front of you, whichever feels best. Coming up onto the sit bone, so if you need to move a little booty meat to the side, don't be shy. This is your time, right? Inhale, energy rising up the spine, creating that elongation in the spine, creating the space. And on the exhalation, just let it all go. Allow for yourself to relax a little bit more deeply into now. With your imagine, feel free to let any emotions, any thoughts, the racing mind, anything that does not support your overall fulfillment, harmony with your own spirit, joy, peace, to just pass through the body, through the spine, down. Imagine it just flowing through the mat, through to the earth itself, to be transformed into energy that serves you. A spiraling energy moving through the earth, coming up, spiraling through the spine, spiraling through the body, and just coming to nourish any areas of tension in the body, any areas of tension within the mind, within the emotions, coming to nourish the soul. Just take another intentional breaths. We'll take 3 conscious breaths, and then we'll wrap up with the minute of power. So inhale, energy rising up the spine. Sending love, letting love through your cells. Creating the space. Pause, hold the breath. Hold it. Hold it, observe, hold it, observe. And on the exhale, just let it all relax, let it all go. Let the air empty from your lungs, let it just be. Pause, hold the breath. Observe, hold it, observe. And inhale once more. Energy rising up the spine, deep breath, filling up. Really taking in all of the good. Pause to observe and hold. And exhale with your imagination. Just send love, send appreciation to any areas that you'd like to nourish a little extra. Allow for deeper relaxation. Just melt a little deeper into the mat. Pause, hold the breath. And inhale. One last time. 3rd conscious breath. Filling up base of the spine all the way to the crown. Pause. Savor. Observe how you're feeling. Observe your body. There's no judgment, there's no right or wrong here. And on the exhalation, just release. Let it go, let it go. Pause to savor. And then continue to breathe at your own pace. And so now I want to invite Soul to lead the minute of power and just a closing meditation, like something to just close us up.
All right. Coach Soul here. First, we'll do a minute of power. So a minute of power, also known as the minute of gratitude, is 60 seconds that I'll keep track of. Don't worry. You don't have to count. But it's 60 seconds we're going to take together to send gratitude to and through the various parts of our body that we can feel are coming slowly back to normal, slowly back to stasis, if you will. To send gratitude to those areas for holding it down, for being champions. I know some of you may be feeling it in the arms or shoulders and things like that from today's practice, or other areas from just this week that you may have experienced. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to take a moment. We're not going to speak. We're not going to think. We're not going to do anything. We're not going to control for about 60 seconds and just be about gratitude, observing the various parts of your body come back to normal. Go. 58, 59, 60. Very good. And for a closing meditation, as requested, I invite you to close your eyes and just come to your breath, not in a way that you take control, but just come to it. Learn from it. Listen. Breath doesn't have much to say, but it has much to give. Allowing the breath its own space to operate as it needs to for a moment. Not the muscles around the breath, the actual breath. Not the thoughts about the breath, the real breath. This allows for life to be as it is. Stay with it. Don't say, I am breathing. Just listen. Very good. Now let's take a deep breath together. 1, 2, 3 in the nose. And out the mouth. You may open your eyes. This brings us to the end of today's practice.
Thank you, Coach Soul. I'd like to close this out with some words of power. And these words are ancient words. And the intention behind these words is to embody the energy not only today, not only this week, not only this month, but throughout all of life. And so that's my intention for these words. So the first word is mer. Mer is the word that embodies the energy of unconditional love, divine love, love that flows through all things. Mer. Ankh. Ankh is a word that embodies the life force, eternal life, the knowing that the same thing that flows through nature, that gives life to flowers, that allows for things to grow and to prosper, is ongoing, and it flows through you in all things. Uja. Uja is a word that embodies the energy of strength, of prosperity, of completeness, to be complete. Uja. Seneb. Seneb is the word that embodies the energy of wellness, to be well, to be vacuums. Give it a second. There's a vacuum going on downstairs. Seneb is to be well, wholly well, in all ways, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, across all aspects of life, to be well. Ma'at. Ma'at is an energy that embodies balance, harmony, truth, justice on a universal level. Ma'at. And last but not least, Hotep, which embodies the energy of tranquility, peace, to be calm, wisdom, silence. So may these words, Mer, Ankh, Uja, Seneb, Ma'at, Hotep, power you through all that you find yourself, all circles. Be well, and I'd love to hear if you have some time, whether it's in the comments or if you're on Zoom with us. Hey Kim, if you want to unmute yourself, I'd love to hear, what was your freedom intention for this practice? How was this practice for you? What resonated? What was your experience? Well, just so you know, and as an announcement to everybody that watches the replay or is joining in live, we do have these classes every single Sunday at 10 a.m. Doors do close 5 minutes after class starts, so try and get in here early. And as far as what keeps these classes going, right? So these classes are absolutely free and open to everybody. So you don't have to feel like you need to donate in order to come back. But we do accept donations, and we ourselves as Ufuli Child, we donate to provide plant-based meals that are intentionally prepared, locally prepared to kids in the US and all over the world. So in 60 plus countries, And if you'd like to make a donation, that information is in the chat, and I'll also put it in the comments on Facebook. So take care, enjoy your day, and we'll see you soon.